Hello, welcome to this video. My name is Neurocysticercosis. I'm a public health practitioner. In this video, I'd like to talk about how eating pork can cause worms in your brain, your spinal cord, in fact, the entire central nervous system, and you could also develop epilepsy. Okay, so there are millions of tapeworm eggs that are excreted into the environment through the feces of people who are infected with tapeworm. So environment, this includes the soil, the water bodies, and so forth. So now, when the pigs come in contact with the soil, they graze on grass. When they come in contact with the soil or contaminated water that is, given to the pigs, what happens is that the eggs of the tapeworm enter the intestine of the pig. And I'm focusing on only the pork tapeworm. There are other, 4 types of tapeworm, but I want to focus on the pork tapeworm. You have the big tapeworm, the beef tapeworm, and so forth. So the egg enters the intestine of the pork, and then when it enters, it hatches into the larvae. And the larvae is like the immature stage of the adult tapeworm. So the larvae forms clusters, which is known as cysts, scattered throughout the body of the pig. So this will be in the pig. So now let's come to humans. So if this pig is slaughtered and cooked, if the pig is the pork is not well cooked, it's undercooked or it's raw, some part of the meat is raw, and then it's consumed by humans, then you also get the tapeworm eggs into your intestine. That is how you get infected. When the pork is, after the pork is cooked, whether fried or whatever, if the one handling the meat is also, infected with tapeworm, and then she happens to use the toilet, comes back without washing her hands thoroughly with soap and water, if she has, the eggs of the tapeworm on her hands, remember the eggs are in the intestine. So if you pass through, there are chances that they are in the stool. In fact, not there are chances. The eggs of the tapeworm are inside the stool. So if you do not wash your hands well after cleaning your anus, after visiting the toilet, and then you use that hand to touch the cooked pork, already you have contaminated it. You've made it worse. So those who will eat that pork will get infected with the tapeworm. Okay, so when the egg enters the human body, the intestine, it hatches and goes through the cycle and develops into an adult tapeworm. So at this stage, you will feel certain symptoms. You, especially at night, you could feel itchy anus, because during the night, the female adult tapeworm moves to the anal area to lay eggs. So you will feel that it's itchy. In fact, those who do take pork a lot, they will understand this point I'm trying to make. You have itchy anus. Sometimes you have some rashes on your skin. You treat them, but they don't go. Then you could also have, stomach upset. You could have unexplained anemia. You could have abdominal pains. You could have bloating. You could feel like there is so much gas in your tummy, and so many other symptoms. You could feel dizzy and so many, diarrhea. There could be weight loss and so forth. At this point, if you do not get treatment for the tapeworm, it will progress to another stage, and this is the stage where the larvae begins to invade your body tissues. So it will invade your lungs, your liver, and so forth, your muscles, your skin, your eyes, and so forth. So when this happens, it's known as cysticercosis. So from this stage, what happens is that if still you do not receive treatment, it can progress to a very severe form. In fact, a more complicated form, where the larvae or the immature worms, they enter your blood, and then they swim, they circulate to your brain. So you have worms, these tiny worms form the same cyst, tiny, clusters throughout your brain and your spinal cord. And this can be fatal. When this happens, it could lead to the person, developing seizures or convulsions, the person is confused. It could lead to meningitis, and this is deadly if you do not receive prompt care. It could also lead to, vision problems. The person is not able to see well. It could lead to stroke. And the cyst that forms in your brain, at a point they could rupture. When they rupture, they release fluid into your brain, and this puts pressure on your brain, and it could lead to brain edema, inflammation of your brain tissue, so many complications. And the situation where the larvae or the worms get to your brain, your spinal cord, or your central nervous system is known as neurocysticercosis. Neurocysticercosis. That is the condition. Why? Just because of pork, you want to kill yourself? Please, it is dangerous. The handling, that is the problem. The handling. So one thing I would like to say is that if you are somebody who eats pork a lot, I will encourage you to see your doctor as soon as possible. Get your stool tested to check whether you have the eggs of tapeworm in there, so that your doctor will treat you, so that you do not it does not develop into these complications. Because once these complications develop, you may die. And globally, the pork tapeworm is a leading cause of epilepsy, acquired epilepsy, in the whole world. And it is the main cause of epilepsy in developing countries. So please, we need to be very careful when it comes to pork. Consider the risk and the complications that can result from them, and make your own decision. And if the parent is infected with tapeworm, your household is also at risk, because if you use the toilet and you do not wash your hands well, and you touch your children, you hold their hands, and then children, they will put their hand in their mouth or something. So if the eggs are on the child's hand, you have infected your child with tapeworm. And the effect of tapeworm on children is even more drastic and more severe. So please, we need to be careful when it comes to pork. It's either you choose between one-time enjoyment and your health, or you avoid it so that you live healthy. Even if you want to continue eating pork, are you ready to be treating tapeworm continuously? You just want to be taking medication because it can be treated? How about your liver? How about your kidneys? Continuous intake of medications. So please, I know there are people who enjoy pork a lot, but it is important to know that there are consequences of taking pork that has not been handled well, or pork that has not been well cooked. Thank you, and please watch out for more videos. Bye.